can't be stolen. Everybody loves me now. I god dang love that song. All right. What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope everyone's taking care of themselves, getting plenty of exercise, getting plenty of rest, getting plenty of nutrition, all of that good stuff. I hope everyone is finding time to get into the studio and enter that creative space, get those creative muscles flowing. Overall, I hope everyone is having a good Sunday. We're going to jump right back into it today. We are again working on our mix in progress. This has been going on for a number of weeks for you guys, but for me, it's just day 2 on the mixing process. Most of those previous videos were filmed in just a single day. Now I'm on day 2, and I'm really just planning on making finishing touches in as much as I can, saying, okay, I'm happy with this mix. I'm planning on reaching that point today. So my own feedback for myself, my own critical feedback is that I've listened to it. So far, I love the space. I love all the reverb and everything else that's going on in it. I love the way it sounds. I just want to create some sort of scenery changes between the different parts of the song, between the verse and the pre-chorus and the chorus. I just want to create a little bit of scene changes in the room sound, especially. That room sound, I really do love it. It just sounds like it's one of those sounds that's just kind of turned on and left and forgotten. And I do want there to be a bit of life in the timeline of the song and a little bit of scenery change in the space. I want it to get less spacious in the verses and a little more spacious in the pre-chorus and the choruses, and make those moments a bit more huge. So that's the plan with the reverb. The only move I've made that you guys haven't seen, and I'll just walk you through it right now, is just replicating the way that the guitar and the bass groove starts the very beginning of the song. The guitars are actually panned in one direction during that moment, and then as soon as the drum and the groove kicks in, the guitars are now wide, nice and wide, both sides. And so I just wanted to replicate that moment. Let's just check that out real quick. So I wanted to make that happen, right? So the focus for today is not going to be the scenery changes. That's going to be, if you've noticed, that's a creative sort of, those are sort of creative decisions you can make, just like what mic pre you're going to use, just like what synthesizer you're going to use, or what amplifier, what guitar you're going to use. Those are like creative, like flavor sort of choices. And I want to just proceed with this more technical piece first. And then in the next video, we'll focus more on scenery changes. So for this video, we're going to focus just on something that's bothering me when listening back to this song at high levels. And that is some harshness around the vocal in certain areas that I have learned a lot about with regard to subtractive EQ and just the sort of lost art of subtractive EQ. And there's a great series that Waves has on their website, which I'll link in the description, and you can go check it out. It's taught by Young Guru, who's worked on many fantastic hip hop records, from Jay-Z to just all sorts of records. And the way he explains subtractive EQ is really phenomenal. So I'm not going to take away from it. Go watch those videos. I'm not going to just re-explain those things, but I'm going to apply his concepts of just shaping, and it's not trying to remove all of it, right? It's not trying to take it out, because those are natural characteristics of the voice too that just poke through, and they just get a little bothersome, especially when you start adding richness or harmonics or any sort of reverb or just all those kinds of things. If you don't tuck this out of the way first, then all those sorts of things get processed as well. And that's his whole point. So I'm going to apply that concept on the vocal. I've got a F6 opened up with the RTA version, which is the analyzer version, meaning I can analyze the frequencies as I'm listening to them. And I'm going to just do some vocal harshness cleanup. That's really it. I think other than that, I love the effects that I've got printed on the vocal, or that I've got automated here on the vocal right now. I love the way those sound. I just want to scoot out some harshness, just sort of get that out of the way. So we're going to start listening to the song in progress. We'll start soloing the vocal and start really going to town here. Fine place for a day full of breakdowns. Takes more than a meltdown to show us how. Throw attack on the road, stop the Meatplow. Got a bullet, but it ain't mine. Okay, so I'm noticing for starters, right around here, around 160, and right around in this sort of 375, 425 region as well. There's a little. They got these pictures of everything. There's a little bit of resonances coming through there, and I'm right. I'm hearing everything in the vocal right now. It's hard for me to hear just those frequencies. I'll get good enough at this one day where I'll just be able to hear, oh yeah, those frequencies are fucking blah, blah. I'll be able to really hear those really fine. But for those of you like me who are kind of just getting started out, if you really can't hear those frequencies, it's great to use a tool like this because you can just solo those frequencies just by themselves. So I'm going to sort of dial this into this first section while we do that. So let me just highlight that section again. We'll listen to that vocal again. I'll place these EQ points right around those spots that I was just talking about, and then I'll just solo them so we can listen to them. Fine place for a day full of breakdown. It's actually closer to right at 500 for that second mark I was talking about. Takes more than a meltdown to show us how. As well as one right around 250 that just depending on my note, depending on my note, slides here from about 250 to yeah, whatever I was saying before, 175. Oh, stop the Meatplow. Got a bullet, but it ain't. Fine place for a day full of breakdowns. Takes more than a meltdown to show us how. All right, so I'm going to start by soloing this 500 region. Now, I'm going to make a prediction. This is going to be a fairly lower portion of the sound of the vocal. In other words, the main part of where the vocal sits in terms of frequencies, this isn't that. This is the lower register or the lower portion of that. That's my prediction. So let's check this out. Throw attack on the road, stop the Meatplow. Okay, definitely is at 500 hertz, right? It's not even at 1K yet, right? So that's my point, is that before you even get to 1K, you're talking about the lower side of the frequencies. You're talking about the lower frequencies in that aspect. So if that's true for 500 hertz, that's definitely going to be true for 250. So let's check that out as well. Got a bullet, but it ain't mine. That's almost something that I don't even want. You know what I mean? In terms of the sound of it and what it's contributing to the overall vocal. Now, it's not something, again, to take it out fully is not what I want. I could just put like, high pass on it, right? Just say, turn it up. But that's not really what I want to do. I want to just attenuate just those frequencies that are poking out. So I'm going to continue listening. I'm going to continue watching, and I'm going to decide some points that I want to use here with the F6 just to do some careful attenuation of those frequencies. They got these pictures of everything to break us down, yeah, to break me down. They make us hate and we make it bleed. It looks like if I do points 2 and 3 right now and just do a little bit of attenuation, those are aimed at right around the right spots so far. Now let's check out the chorus and the notes that I'm singing in there, because I'm going a lot higher in pitch and in intensity. So these frequencies might shift a bit. I got a lover and yeah, she shows me. See, they shift upward just a touch. Oh, to understand, yeah, to understand. I got a brother and yeah, he shows me how to make amends, yeah, to make amends with it. There's also one that seems to happen right here at around 650, 750, right around in there as well. So let's just go like 600 and from listen the mousetrap we call during the chorus section again. So let's check this out. I got a lover and yeah, she shows me how. So it's at 600. We're soloing that to listen to that. Got a brother and yeah, he shows me how to make amends. Yeah, to make amends with it. Yeah, it's just there's this part. It's hard to explain, but I can hear it coming through, especially really well when you have it soloed right there. It's just like, yeah, when we take these few frequencies that we're choosing very carefully here by listening to it, by watching it, by soloing it, listening to it. Those are frequencies I mostly don't even want in the vocal anyway, right? But I don't want to squash them entirely. So again, I'm not just going to high pass it. I'm just going to use this to carefully attenuate these vocals. So that's the content of the vocal entirely. I mean, we can listen to the very last chorus and make sure we're not missing anything, but those are the notes that I'm hitting. So if we apply these changes now, it'll basically sound like we want it to for the entire vocal. So let's just check out the end chorus real quick. To understand, yeah, to understand. Yeah, right there at 4. I got a brother, yeah, ton of resonance coming through. Just right there. To make amends, yeah, to make amends with it. Okay, I think even right there at the end, that number 4 frequency is just perfect. So we've got number 2 at 200 hertz, number 3 at 500 hertz, and number 4 at 600 hertz. Is this an exact science? No. No way. No way whatsoever. Is this you listening to it and you deciding what you like and don't like? For sure. That's where it mostly comes into play, right? And I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I took this away, listened to it critically, listened to other stuff, and I just made some judgment calls, I mean, right on the spot about what I liked and didn't like about it. I think everything I did yesterday is fantastic, except for a few things. I just let some harshness come through on the vocal I don't like, so this is what we're taking out now. And some of the spaciousness, I just want to create some fluid and sort of movement and changes within those spaces as well. And these are the finishing touches. And I think once we do this, we'll be just about there. So let's go ahead and apply the changes we're talking about real quick. And we're basically just going to do a combination of gain reduction, as well as you can actually use F6 to attenuate these frequencies in a compression style manner. So almost like a multi-band compressor. But what's really cool is that it's a EQ, compressor, frequency analyzer, all in one tool. And that's why I'm using the F6 for this, is just because it's all together in one thing. And that's what's really cool about this. There's other tools out there that do this. Of course, the Fab filter, I think, is probably one of the really popular ones right now. IZOTOPE Neutron does some frequency analysis as well, and some EQ and compression stuff. This is just the one that I've really gotten used to using and really started to just use really well and really quickly for this specific process, like removing harshness from things. So let's jump in. Fine place for a day full of breakdowns. Takes more than a meltdown to show us how. Throw a tack on the road, stop the meat plow. They make us hate and we make it bleed. Okay, so by adjusting the range, you're adjusting, you know, the range of reduction. And then by adjusting the threshold, you can actually see the meter when the audio is coming through that band. You can see the meter here lighting up, so you sort of know about where you need to adjust the threshold to. And then just listen to it. You know, solo it, listen to it, watch it, and that's what this tool is great for. I got a lover and yeah, she shows me to understand, yeah, to understand. I got a brother and yeah, he shows me to make amends, yeah, to make amends with it. Take a break from the mousetrap we call home. It takes more than a message to make me smile. I can feel when she kisses me sleeping, but not when the news is on. They got these pictures of everything to break us down, yeah, to break me down. They make us hate and we make it bleed. I got a lover, yeah, she shows me how to understand, yeah, to understand. So I love the way that sounds much more. It just sounds more buttery, more smooth, more round, more, I mean, there's all these freaking adjectives people use, right, that make absolutely no sense to me. But it just in general, it really does sound like there's some rough edgeness on the lower mid sort of frequencies, which is exactly, I mean, we soloed these frequencies and heard them. That's what we're targeting here. It just feels and here, it sounds like there's some lower harshness in there that is now just being tucked away and it's not fully taken out, so it's still part of the voice, just like my natural voice, but it's just tucked away, you know what I mean? So that it's not getting in the way of the rest of the mix, you know? So sounding great. And I'm gonna go before and after, do a little A/B, turn it on, turn it off, bypass, and you'll hear the difference. I got a brother, yeah, he shows me how to make amends, yeah, to make amends with it. So I'm going to go with a wider Q the lower I go, because who cares about those frequencies down here? Again, we solo them, they're trash on the vocal. As we get further up, I'm going to go with kind of a sharper Q. They got these pictures of everything. I only want it to affect those specific frequencies, right? That's really what I'm trying to do here. So, and just I mean, I'm just going like a gain and a half, you know, a dB and a half, if that, on each of these. So I'm not tucking it back by a whole lot, but I'm saying on the range, tuck it back by like -5 when you start hitting these thresholds. You know what I mean? So to break us down, yeah, to break me down. They make us hate and we make it bleed. I got a lover, yeah, she shows me how to understand, yeah, to understand. I got a brother, yeah, he shows me how to make amends, yeah, to make amends with it. All right, sounds great in solo. Let's check it out in context and make sure we haven't destroyed everything. But no, I'm sure this is exactly what we want. So again, I could hear it even with the entire mix. I could hear that harshness coming through. So I'm sure it's just gone now, but let's prove it. Let's hear it. Fireplace for a day full of breakdowns. Takes more than a meltdown to show us how. Throw a tack on the road, stop the Meatplow. Got a bullet, but it ain't mine. They got these pictures of everything to break us down, yeah, to break me down. They make us say and we make it bleed. I got a lover and yeah, she shows me how to understand, yeah, to understand. Oh, and see, it allowed me even to come up on the, because now that I've taken those frequencies out, now it actually sounds a touch quieter in the mix, and I was able to boost it a little bit, and it's, oh, it sounds great. It sounds freaking great. And all those harshness frequencies have been tucked away, and they're not, it's not that they're gone, they're still there. And that, I think, is another important aspect to think about when low passing things and when getting rid of frequencies, is to not be like, take them down by 3 to 5 dB, take them down by small increments first. And it's like, treat it like you're cutting hair, you know, because you can go too far with something real fast, you know, but you can go in increments and then make good judgment calls if things bother you. But, you know, I am also of the viewpoint that if it sounds good, it is good. And I've heard that sort of attitude, you know, come through in lots of other mixing tutorials, and it makes sense. You know, it's true. If it's coming out of speakers, if it's coming at you the way you want it, if it sounds good, it is good. So, boom. We've done what we came to do on this video. Until next time.